Let's take a few minutes and look at the Internet Marketing Plan. This is a very important part of strategy. And the reason it's so important is because this is where you take all the ideas that have been formulating in your head and all the information you've gotten from your research, and you put them into writing, and you develop a plan. And more importantly, develop a series of action steps to be successful on the web. And it's important to note that if you don't have a written plan, plans that are just in your head can change. So this is where you actually write down the ideas that are going to lead to a successful website. And we've really helped you a lot, because if you think about it, the slides you've been looking at in this presentation are really the outline for your internet marketing plan. So we've done a lot of the work for you. You just have to go in and fill in the gaps with your unique business proposition and your unique objectives and goals. So let's look at an outline for a possible internet marketing plan, and we'll take these bullets a couple at a time here. The first thing you want to do in your plan is make sure you define your strategy and you have that clearly outlined. You want to have it very clear what the objectives are of the website. You want to answer the question, why do we have a website? What do we expect it to do for us? And one of the best ways to do that is to note in the plan the feedback you've received from your target markets about what's important to them in a website and what they would use your website to do, that sort of thing. And from there, if you have an existing website, or even if you're developing a new one, you want to have an idea of what the visitor behavior is going to be like. What links are they going to be clicking on? What do you expect people to do on the website? And why do you expect them to do it? What's going to motivate them to click on certain links and do what you need them to do? And if you have a current site, you can see what's happening. And if you have a new site, you should have an expectation of that, because that's going to go a long way to help you define what the site should look like, especially the sitemap. Also, a fourth bullet point here is the competitive analysis. This is the place to take your ideas about your competitors, the best practices, what you like, what you don't like, and put them into writing in the plan. This can help you avoid potential mistakes and help you find what the best practices are. And if you do it right, make sure you develop a site that's even better than your competitors in several ways. One of the most important parts of an internet marketing plan is your website sitemap, and this is an outline of the navigational structure of the website. And many times navigational structures are put together as the site is built, or kind of as a second thought. Oh, it would be nice to have this link and that link. This should be planned and thought out and should tie into your overall strategy. And along with the website map comes the concept of messaging. What is the messaging like on the home page, and what is the messaging and content like throughout the website? Messaging is very important on the web because it's ultimately what people look for, and it needs to be very succinct and to the point on your home page, and then it needs to be in detail and thorough throughout the website so people can get what they want as far as value from your site, and they're going to get that from the messaging. And both of these things, the sitemap and messaging, need to work toward your conversion strategy. And this could be made up of offers or navigation that takes people through to contact, or whatever that is for your business needs to be defined as a conversion strategy in your internet marketing plan. This then ties into your products or services, because ultimately if people are buying products online, that's going to happen based on the messaging that they see in your conversion strategy. And if you're generating leads, if you're selling a service and you're generating leads, all of this needs to be thought out, and you need to have a very succinct strategy for doing that. And then finally, the two things that get a lot of attention in website development is the concept of what does the design of the site look like, what are the colors and the fonts and the graphics, and what kind of technology does the website sit on? Where is it hosted, and is it a CMS system, which means that people can edit the site from a browser with a login? Or is it in straight HTML? Or is it a site that needs to be edited in a program like Dreamweaver or an off-the-shelf program? All of these things should be laid out in your marketing plan, and there's pros and cons to doing all of the different ways of approaching design or technology. If your website is more straightforward and is content focused, you might have less need for design, and you might have less need for technology too. It just might be more of a content-based website. However, if your website needs to be cutting edge and it needs to be a leader in its field, then design might need to be an important part of the website, and you might have to hire high-end designers to get the site to look like you want it to. Same thing with technology. Technology on websites can run the gamut from straight HTML pages with content on them to heavy-duty database pages or interactive pages or e-commerce pages where the users have a lot to do with the website and can interact with it in many ways. All of these things need to be in writing and laid out in an action plan before you hire or bring on board the designers and developers to start building the website. And the last 2 bullet points really deal with the concept of driving traffic. And then we talked about the importance of search engine keywords in another video. These keywords need to be identified and listed in your marketing plan. And the keywords do a lot more than just drive traffic. They also tell you a lot about what the navigation of the site should look like, what kind of content should be on the website, and they give you a viewpoint of what your online target market is like. And then finally, there's a lot of ways to drive traffic, and all of those ways need to be included in your plan. Things like email marketing should be included. Things like link exchanges or content distribution, or how you work with other websites to drive traffic. You should also include whatever you do offline to bring traffic into your website, because keep in mind, a lot of times the most valued and qualified visitor to your site is someone that is coming because they saw something offline. They got a business card of yours, or they saw an ad, or they heard about you in a magazine, or they were referred via word of mouth. That traffic's very important, so you should have a strategy for those folks as well. So these in a nutshell are the bullet points for an internet marketing plan. But keep in mind, the entire 4-step process really builds up your internet marketing plan. And also keep in mind that an internet marketing plan is a fluid process. It's not something that's built in stone, and once it's set, it's done. It's something that gives you direction when you're building a new site on what that site should look like, and it also gives you direction on how to maintain and market that site over time. In our next video, we're going to take a look at the web marketing team and identify all the different roles of the people that are going to implement the strategy and the internet marketing plan.